And welcome back, viewers. You're watching No Place to Call Home. So before we left for break, we spoke on how we wanted to show you ways on how to prevent cats and dogs from freezing their butts off. So at first, we're going to watch this video that the Red River Kids put together for the telethon from last year's telethon from Winnipeg Humane Society. Take a look.
So this is Hemi. Hemi is just one of several cats that have come into us this winter with frostbite damage. Frostbite damage is a really common problem that we see here in Winnipeg and all across Manitoba. So it's a recurring problem for the Humane Society every single winter. What we see in our pets is it's usually just confined to the extremities. So the ears, the tail, we can see that she's already lost one of her ear tips here. Her entire tail was affected, so all of her tail ended up dying because of the cold damage. So she did have to have a big surgery to have that entire tail removed. So now she's got a really cute little stump. In this really cold weather, when we can't be outside without all of our winter gear on, and even then we can only be out for a short period of time, these guys can't be out in that weather either. So it's a very common thing that we see this time of year. This is a good example of, how at different times of year we have different needs and different requirements for our care. And so certainly any amount that anybody can donate, even the smallest amount can provide pain medication for one of these cats. She's going to be a really cute little cat for somebody when she's all ready to go.
Poor Hemi.
Oh my gosh, Hemi, so cute. I would adopt her in a second.
I know, eh? So now let's get started. We're going to shoot up a list of materials for this little shelter that you can make at home. And Charlotte and Nikki are going to build it while I ask Charlotte different questions.
Awesome. So here you go. Here's all the tools you need. First, I'm going to put on my work gloves. Safety first, right?
Of course.
All right. Let's get at her.
So, Charlotte, as a former vet assistant, did you encounter a lot of animals that have been left out in the cold?
Oh, definitely, and especially over winter time. Dogs and cats actually both getting brought in. Mostly they are starved, they're very malnourished, very skinny, because there's not the food or the water out there to keep them healthy. A lot of the times you'll also see frostbite, mainly on their limbs, so like in the video, the ears or the tails or places like that, their noses as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot all the time, more in winter time.
And how would you go about treating those animals? What would be most common?
First things, warming them up, checking their temperature. If you're at home, it's definitely harder to do because usually you'd use a thermometer to do that at the clinic.
Okay.
But if you feel their ears, you can definitely get a good idea of how cold they are from that point, as long as they're not kind of frostbitten off already. And just slowly warming them up. So warm blankets, you can buy hot little discs to heat up in the microwave.
Right.
You can do water bottles, not full obviously, but heat those up in the microwave and surround them and just make sure their temperature is around the 37 to 39.
Okay.
Next up would probably be some food,
Right.
food and water, yeah, but not too much because otherwise they can get a little sick if they eat too much if they've been malnourished for so long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to ask you for some help here, Charlotte. Okay, so you're going to hold this sturdy.
Okay.
So basically what I've done, I'll show you over here. I've kind of traced out an entrance here, done the same in the back, just so that the animals, whoever go inside, they can have an exit strategy, all right? So you want to do that first. Let's get this out of the way. All right, so let's start drilling. You want to be a little slower with these Rubbermaids here, and just in case it cracks, you just want to go slow. So let's start going.
And if you're a kid watching, maybe it's a good idea to ask your parents for help with this step.
All right, so basically what the drill's for is I just kind of wanted to puncture some holes. And then next, I'm going to grab the screwdriver over. Oh, thank you, co-host. All right, so honestly, these gloves are getting a little hot, so I'm going to take them off. And I kind of just want to puncture the hole bigger so that I have room to cut and saw away. All right, so let's get on my knees here. Actually, it's a little, this might be a little tough. All right, there we go.
Charlie, you also do work for a dog rescue as well.
Yes.
Could you touch a little more on that?
Yes, I work for Earth Dog Terrier Rescue. We'll volunteer for them. So a lot of the time I will go up north to the reservations with them in order to rescue dogs and cats if we can bring them back. You need to find a rescue also to take in the dogs to bring them all back. There's definitely a lot up there, and a lot of the times.
Sorry, I'm gonna grab my
No,
knife.
yeah, go right ahead.
All right, you know what? Now you should put on your gloves, okay? Don't want to accidentally lose a finger. All right.
And a lot of the times you're taking food up there to feed the strays and to feed the dogs, and then, blankets, these types of shelters as well with the hay and whatnot in them as well. So.
How you doing there, Nikki?
Oh, I'm struggling, but I'm making it work. We can do this. All right. You know what? I'm gonna drill some more holes here, just so that it's. All right. So I didn't leave myself enough room, but that's an easy fix. There we go. A lot of jiggling going on here, hey? All right.
Always remember to measure twice and cut once,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easier when you're not doing this on TV, so you guys will have a better go at it, that's for sure. All right, so here we go.
There we are. Oh, yeah.
It's pretty loud, sorry. You definitely need some good muscles here. You know what, Sam? You're the man. Let's show some muscle here. Let's switch positions here.
All right.
All right, let's go over here. Oh, don't forget safety.
Gotta have the gloves.
Yeah.
Mike's coming over here. All right.
All right.
If my hands fit into these gloves.
There you go. It's kind of like a Robin situation over there. Hey, Batman and Robin. I'll be the Batman. Okay, so can you kind of speak on what benefits these shelters could do?
The main one is the wind, so it's going to block the wind.
Right.
The insulation with the straw, that's what's going to keep them warm.
Yeah.
And when you are filling them, the trick is to pack them way more full than you think.
Yeah.
Because when the animal lays down on top of it,
Kind of burrows
exactly,
in, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So you think by putting, filling it, that's okay, but kind of overfill it.
Right.
And that'll ensure that the animal does stay warm, or as warm as
That
it
makes
can
sense.
be. Yeah.
So now working at a rescue, do you find there's more cats or that there's more dogs?
Definitely, I would say more dogs that
Okay.
you see with all the litters and whatnot, and that might just be also what's being noticed and what's being reported.
Right.
Cats do have a tendency to run off and hide a little more.
Yes.
But yeah, we try and bring back whatever we can to
Sure.
help as many there.
So now,
I'm going to drill some more holes here.
okay, awesome. How are we doing there, Sam?
Doing good.
All right,
2 more big cuts.
perfect. Okay, looks to be working. All right, so now I also wanted to touch on the fact that is the population decreasing now that there's spay and neuter, like now that we have so many shelters in Winnipeg and Manitoba in general, is the population of strays decreasing at all?
I'd like to say yes,
Yeah.
but not really. There's so many animals out there and so little kind of money and rescues
Right.
for them. That's why everybody's help is great, like fosters, volunteers, everything is appreciated. Even donation of food, shelter. We have quite a few people who will build dog shelters for the dogs with proper, housing insulation in
For
them.
sure.
So all of those help. We try and do spay and neuter clinics out there as
Okay.
well.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's great.
They
wow.
are expensive, but they definitely work, and that
Yeah.
will hopefully decrease the population and enable, you know, more animals to survive and
Yeah.
live happy, healthy lives.
You know what? Exactly. And so just keep in mind, folks, that every little bit helps. So we're actually going to go to break, and we're still working on this, but shouldn't take us very long. So yeah, we'll be right back.